Hello, GBA temp. Okay, so we have an echo problem here. But why? Also, I'm guessing the sound is a little bit loud, but I need to know that from you. I need someone who is watching to tell me whether or not you can hear my voice or not. This is Bortz. Hello. I've been away for a while. But I know what it is. Okay. We are playing this on the PlayStation 4 via the Sega Genesis Classics collection that was released for everything, because this is the best way I have to stream. Sega. What's up, Tim? So can you guys hear my voice? Is there an issue with my voice? I'm going to close the stream, or at least mute it. So, okay, you can hear me. Is the game audio too high? Okay, we're not really doing anything intensive. I don't know if I am actually going to play the first battle. I might, because I love you guys. I need to look up cheats. The game is a bit high compared to what... Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, so... Not that. Sorry about the blank screen. I didn't mean to do that. I'm in a game. How do I leave the game? Okay. So I need to go over here to my decidedly early 90s bedroom, which looks way too clean in stark contrast to the rest of this game, to adjust my audio section. So, side note, did anyone have a bedroom like this when they were a kid? Because I certainly didn't. Like, you would have to be, like, college age or, like, in high school, or, I don't know. You'd have to have parents with a lot of money. Similar, but not that clean. That's funny. Okay, we're gonna turn down game volume, UI, ambient noise. No, I love the ambient noise can stay. We're gonna turn this down a little bit more. See if we can fix that. Accept. Okay, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know a ton, but I'm pretty sure that that hi-fi is, well, it's a Tony, as you can see. It's a Tony. But going by, like, the general, like, look and feel of it, I'm pretty sure those were, like, a few $100s that people, like, those were sought after. But, and that TV has a VHS player in it? That seems kind of expensive. What do I know? I grew up in the 90s, but I didn't have any of this stuff. So let's go back into this. And why is it not full screen? Full screen. I might have to adjust some settings. Anyway, did she really? Yeah. Okay, so I think my grandma had one, and some of my friends had one, but, like, yeah, it came built in with a VHS player, but it broke. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the risk you run with buying, like, one of those all-in-one things. I got this weird thing where I love multi-purpose things. So, like, if you get a TV that has, like, a VHS player in it, like, back then I've been like, heck yeah, dude, I got a TV and it plays VHS tapes. And then when they had, like, the flat screens that came out, and they had, like, the DVD players in them, I was like, dude, that's awesome. You got a portable, or you got, like, a DVD player in your TV. Like, that's dope. Tim, yeah, I didn't have a nice hi-fi, but I had a compact stereo and I had a small TV. Dude, that's baller. Did you have one of, like, I'm going to assume that you had one of the cheaper VCRs. I just learned about this on a YouTube channel that I've been binging, Technology Connections. The guy's kind of a dork, but I really like him. He's he's funny and he's very, very knowledgeable, and I love listening to his stuff. And recently he's really cranked up the production video of his, or the production quality of his videos, not the production video of his qualities. That doesn't make any sense there. So, okay. Why am I doing this? So last year sometime, or maybe it's actually been almost 2 years ago now, I tried to stream Shining Force. This game is one of my favorite games of all time. This was my original tactics game, the one that I found on a little CD I got from Staples for about $10 or $15 called Smash Pack 2, Sega Smash Pack 2. It had Comix Zone, totally baller game. It had Flicky, a totally boring game. It had Super Hang-On, it had Kid Chameleon, it had Sonic 2, it had Shining Force, and it had Vector Man 2. I liked a lot of the games, but none as much as this one. I didn't have the first one. Yeah, okay, so I didn't really like Flicky. I understand that it was like a classic arcade game that they ported over and made look nicer, but man, I just didn't care. I don't know. I didn't like it that much. And there were games that, like, I thought they made, like, kind of questionable choices. Like, Hang On, like, I get it. Like, I guess a lot of people like racing games, but I wasn't into it. I wish they put something like Echo the Dolphin, or heck, I would have been happy with another Sonic game. But, so, what I want to do tonight, I need to make this stream half my screen, like this. Thank you, computer. And I need to have the staff for GBA temp up. Alright. I think I need to look up the code. We are going to name all of the characters in Shining Force after the staff of GBA temp. And for my playthrough, we'll be picking them up as we go along. No, Tim, okay. Tim, I actually have a character in mind for you specifically. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because... Haha, swords. The problem with this character is you get him too late in the game, and he starts out Mega Mondo weak. However, if you spend the time to grind him, which is... depending on who you talk to, can be kind of difficult, and depending on the character. So he has this thing where he can do like 1 damage by like throwing this thing. Like his hand. I don't know. Who's gonna be Joker? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like who's the best joke on GBA temp right now. They'll get to be Joker. Actually, I legit can't remember if you can name Joker. It'd be a crime if you couldn't. You should be able to. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. We'll see. I think I need my second controller. And I will need the internet. Okay. Shining Force 2. No, not 2. Shining Force 1. Those are all good jokes. Those are all good jokes. I kind of want it to be someone who's still active that can take the joke, though. What's up, Meteor? Hornbeam Strothbrugel. You know what's crazy? In my head, I can hear you saying that, like, every time I read your username. And I love it. So, Shining Force naming cheat. I actually haven't tried this out in this version of the game. Meats. I had to stop watching a stream because I felt motion sickness. That would suck. I don't think I've ever gotten motion sickness from just watching a game. I do get motion sick when I play in the car, and I started realizing that in 8th grade, and that made me want to die. Because playing games in the car was one of my favorite things of all time. But when I started feeling motion sick, I wanted to die. Going to do some experience with things later to see if it was just Resident Evil 5 or something with the OBS. I don't know. Did you guys know that you can duplicate the Jogurt ring until you get... I mean, you can get infinite Jogurt rings, but they break. If you put Jogurt into your army and kill an enemy with him, the item ring and get item... What? You get an item, the Jogurt ring. And use it on any character that'll look like Jogurt too. Repeat as many times as you want, but you have to get another ring while it breaks. Yeah, and it makes them just as useless. I don't get the Jogurt joke. Like, I actually found him, I think, on my own. Like, I didn't have to use any cheats or anything to get Jogurt. Also, I forgot about this. Did you know you can avoid the first 4 characters that you get? You can avoid Teo, Ken, Lo, Hans, and Luke. But I don't... Other than... what? Other than, you know, doing a speed run, or like trying to do a single character speed run, or like leaving everyone dead. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Miscellaneous codes. Oh, I need to know what A, B, and C are. Yeah, I've heard that people get sick when they watch people play first-person shooters. Oh god, yeah, oh, that might do it. Was it his stream? Well, okay, I guess that's what he was talking about, right? Was it Resident Evil 5, or was it OBS? I'm just gonna call it OBS. You guys are gonna have to deal with it. And Resident Evil 5 is now Re5. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, like, I'm pretty sure that Meteor is, like, genetically opposed to anything less than 60 frames a second. And I think if there's any input lag at all, his fingers start to burn, and he just has to put down the controller. Okay, so if I turn on my other controller... I've done other... You've been live for just over 2 hours. I have not. It's not true. Don't mess with me. We're going to log in as... Oh, balls. Hang on. The blank screens. I need to see if these people are on... Oh, shoot. It's doing this. I need to see if these people are online. I just need to use this account real quick. And I don't have my other account logged in. And I don't want to screw them over if they're online. Because, I don't know if you know this, but if you log in as someone else... Okay, neither of them are supposedly online, but I know which one I'm going to use. I don't know if you know this, but if you log in as someone else on your console, it immediately boots you offline. As soon as you get logged in somewhere else. So, okay. Let's see if this works. It's not as easy as the old days. So, let's start my game. See if I get this to work. I don't know what A, B, and C are. 1,000 years and they vanquished the Dark Dragon. Nobody gives a flying fop. Just getting action replay boards. Yeah, that's, You know, if they had an action replay for the PlayStation 4, I would get one immediately. Like, no questions asked. Oh, so that must be B. Okay. So I'm guessing that square is probably C. What shall I call you? Alright, so I get to be Bortz, but start a new game and on the name your character screen, put your cursor on end. Okay. Put your cursor on end and hold start A, B, and C on player 2 while holding start A and C player 1. Okay, so do I have enough fingers to do this? Not quite. Not quite it. Gotta rotate this, 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 and this. This is player 2. I know. I mean, and people like weren't supposed to find old school cheats, right? But they did anyway, or they left them in for other reasons. It's amazing. Like some game companies left them in for the players. Some people left them in on accident. Some people put them in for you to find them. The whole culture of cheat codes in games has always blown my mind, and I love it. Yeah, or you had to pay for them, or if you were like me, you went to Walmart and you found the game you wanted in the magazine, and you just like memorized it or took, well, not a picture. I didn't have a cell phone when I was 8. So put your cursor on end and hold on player 2. Okay, so what if I just go like this? There we go. But do I? So I didn't name my first character. So is that going to be a problem? I think it will be, because yeah, it didn't say. So let's just use this old rewind button. I don't know if that's gonna work. It might, actually. Code piracy. Yeah, I know. They were worried about back then. Okay, so let's name me. All caps. Leader of this army is Bortz. It's not naming because I'm using the wrong buttons. I'm gonna have to change that. P. Oh, how to spell my name? R. T. Z is for me. Alright, so let's try this again. So, start, A and C, A, B, C, and start. And go. Alright, so we have May. Alright, we're in. I've hacked the Matrix. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to turn off this controller. Wait, how do I turn off controller? Okay. Hecking cool. Thanks, Tim. I do what I can. So, where's my list of staff? This is going to be fun. So we have May. May is a centaur. May is the second worst centaur. I don't mean that to be mean. A lot of these characters are... It's really, really weird because this game has a massive amount of rubber banding. So, a lot of characters... This game is like Fire Emblem, but better. Yeah, I said it. I said it. No, I'm just kidding. They both have some amazing merits. So, let's see. The characters in this game, most of them can be leveled up to level 20, and then you can promote... Or is it 10? Yeah, my favorite game of all time, guys, and I can't remember. I think it's just level 10, and then you can promote them. But what's recommended is you level them to level 20, and then you promote them, and then they can be trained for another 20 levels. So effectively, you can get 40 levels out of a character. For most characters. Promoting someone significantly increases their everything, really. It just kind of gives them a bigger pool at the stat pool, I guess. And some characters are arguably better than others, but what's weird about this game is that every stat or every level that you get is random. And that can lead to a lot of frustration for completionists or perfectionists, because that means that you will want to do things like make save states and or retry entire battles if you're not getting the level ups that you want. And bad level ups can be really bad. Like a character that desperately needs attack power can get a point in speed where they don't need it, or any number of those kind of things, and that it's terrible. However, the game tries to do it tries to normalize them if you're not getting the right stats the higher up in level you go. So by level 40, things can look drastically different in your party than if everyone was at level 20. A character that would be lagging behind at level 20 could be completely overpowered and super useful at level 40. But what sucks is that for 38 of those levels, they're nearly useless. And the rubber bandit kicks in super late. Ken comes to mind, Ken the Archer. He is everyone's favorite punching bag in terms of archers. And Cherry subbed with Twitch Prime. Thank you. We don't have anything for subs right now, so that's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Cherry. 5325. So you end up with these like useless characters that are mostly bad for most of the game until you get them to the very end. It's really weird. I don't know how to describe it. I've also lost my water bottle and I'm thirsty right now because I'm going to be doing mostly talking. I don't think we're going to see too much gameplay. So May, so any of you in the chat, I'm watching you guys. I'm going to need help figuring out who's going to be these characters. The people that absolutely must be named must be the ones at the very, very top. So we have to name someone after Costello, Sean, Thug, Chari. Sorry. Me is done. Isaac I have a character for, and I also have one for TJ Cool. I have someone in mind for Chari. Oh, and we've got Densetsu covered. Densetsu must be covered as well. But I've got someone in mind for him. I think I have someone in mind for Thug. Anyway, the rest are up for grabs. And I have a couple in mind already. Some are going to be no questions asked. Some are just already getting named a specific character because I already have them in mind. But I am open to suggestions. I don't know who to name May. So anyway, like I said, I think May shakes out to be the second weakest centaur. And again, that's not really a bad thing. It just happens that there are 6 other really good there are 6 centaurs, and someone's got to be the best, someone's got to be the worst. So let's see. No one is typing anything. So we are going to look through this list. We are going to give the honor of May to Daisies. I don't know much about Daisies, but I've talked to her a little bit, and I think it's her. I do like her, I think. Well, I do. It's not I think. D-A-I. I'm terrible at spelling, by the way. I am an artist, not... I can't spell. I can't spell for shit. D-A-I-S-I-E-S. What's wonderful about this new age of technology is that spell check exists almost everywhere, and that is wonderful because it makes me look like an idiot only about half the time as I normally would, so that's great. Daisies. Pelly. Or Vankar. I think it's Vankar. I don't remember. Again, my favorite game, and I don't remember the names of the characters. I almost never use Pele, and that's, again, not a bad thing. There are just so many good characters, and he's kind of boring. Also, I just realized that my title on Twitch is completely wrong because PlayStation doesn't actually fix it the first time. Dang it. I hate when it does this. I'm not even logged in, but I'm not going to change it. Whatever. I don't care. Pelly. Let's give Pelly... Let's name him after Joe. Joe is one of our new blues. If you haven't seen him around, I'm sure you have. Joe 88. Ken. Ken is the first centaur you get. Ken gets a massive health pool towards the end of the game. I mean, he has relatively weak defenses, but his health pool is so big. He's like a Chansey. He just gets a lot of health. I think we're going to name him after Sickly Boy. I never understood why Sickly changed his name from Plasma Dragoon. In my professional, humble opinion, I always liked Plasma Dragoon. I don't know. But, don't worry. I don't know how, I can't really, we're just gonna name him Sickly. I'm just gonna do that. I think this is Pelly. Pelly has a red nose from drinking, I assume. I have no idea. I never use him. Again, he falls in the middle of the centaur lineup. Not bad, not great enough for me to sacrifice another centaur for him. So, because he's kind of estranged from me, I'm going to name this one after Cyan. No. What are you laughing about now, GBA Temp TV? I always just named him Scar whenever I was just playing through this casually. This is Ernest. Ernest is one of the ones that you get in the later game, and he is, as this scar over his eye would indicate, a total badass. He was awesome. Unfortunately, I never used him. See, like, my problem is I get characters towards the end of the game, and then I would, I wouldn't take the time to level them up. And that was, I mean, obviously a huge problem. Because I missed out on some of the best characters. The first time I played this game, I did not understand the idea that you had to level up your main character or you're going to get squashed. And the enemies knew that. They would make a beeline if they could fly or if they get around the train in any way possible. They would always target your main character. And it was much more pronounced when I played the first time because not only was he squishy as all get out, I would always hide him in the back. So when he would be hidden and the enemies would like find a way to get to him, it crushed me. Like, I would lose battles and until I could figure out how to like protect him or like keep him hidden, I was able to make it to the battle that happens in the room outside of the final battle. And I actually gave up and started over my first playthrough. And the second time I played through, I was like, are you kidding me? I was like right here. But there's no way I could have won because there's no way I could have kept my main character alive through those last couple of battles. And I mean, they are, in quotes, brutal if you're not prepared. And this game allows you to stack the deck in your favor. And it feels awesome because the game doesn't so much cheat, but it makes it so that it feels good to have powerful opponents. Powerful characters on your side of the Shining Force. And the different characters are just so cool in my opinion. By the end of the game, like by like chapter 8, you start realizing, like, you look at your roster and you're like, this is a ragtag group of soldiers. And for me, it was the first time it really drove home the idea that it's like, this is the first time in video games for me that I really got the sense of like just the ragtag group of heroes going after the big bad evil. And to me, it was just so cool. Like, this game really feels like you just pick people up all over this big sprawling world and they all come together to fight off the big evil. And that was just so cool to me. Alright, so sorry about all the rambling, but let's look at who we're going to possibly name with the big ol' Scar. GBA Temp TV, who I still don't know who is manning the Temp TV account. I've only played this game once, but it totally trashed me to the end because I was a little kid and I had no idea what I was doing. Same here. Because I didn't level up max because, to me, it was just too much of pressure. It's me. Oh, good. Thank you. It's me. Yeah, because I would always just hide Max, which I always thought was the dumbest name for the main character. I don't remember what I always used to name him, but... Spoil it, I mean, I had my suspicions, but, you know, it's alright. No, don't worry, Meteor, it'll be you next time. So, alright, so does anyone have any suggestions for Scar? I actually don't have anyone in mind for Costello, by the way. That's what we'll name. I thought it was sports. You know what? We're gonna name Jogurt after Costello. If we can name Jogurt, I'm pretty sure we can. But if we can name Jogurt, we're gonna name him we're gonna name Jogurt Costello. I think I have someone in mind for Thug. I don't have someone in mind for Sean, I don't think. I have someone in name for Chari, I have someone in mind for Isaac and TJ Cool. And then the rest of the list gets Fast. I actually have someone in mind for Fast. Fast is going to be the armadillo with the walking steam suit. Whom, again, I can't remember the name of because I've only played this game 80 times. Wasn't his avatar something like that? No, he had a walrus with a wrench for a long time, which I loved. Now it's this generic Tetris thing, and I was like, what are you doing, Fast? I mean, you do you. It's totally cool, but you do you. You know what? We're gonna give this one to Porky. Ooh, or Viho. Viho. I forgot about Former. Because you're not listed here. Oh, that's right. We need someone for Myther as well. I got someone in mind for... Someone's gonna be Ping Pong. I got them already, too. Viho. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's go with Viho for this one here. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is probably the one and only game that I am the absolute most comfortable with. It's not my favorite game of all time, but it's like the one that I could play and stream and talk over all day, all night. Like, I don't know. I have other games I like more than this, and I have other games I'm better at than this, but this one's just like like, this is my bread and butter. It's probably something about like me playing it when I was a child. A lot. And I liked it a lot. This one's gonna be named after Foxy. This is Arthur. You find Arthur in a strange... Yeah, I hate this song. I cannot stand this song. And I'm sorry that we have to keep listening to it. We don't actually get the best music in the game until much later. Fox E4. Okay. You find Arthur in the mage compound in the second chapter, and the first time I played this game, so Arthur is just your run-of-the-mill centaur. Just kidding, because one time he leveled up and he gained a single magic point. I panicked as a kid. I thought my game was broken because why was this centaur getting magic points when he didn't have any magic skills, and why didn't he come to my party equipped with magic skills or magic spells or magic points? I thought my game had broke. I let him die, and I left him in my base for the rest of the game because I did not know what to do with that, and I did not want my game to get ruined. So, turns out he's actually baller. Like, his magic spells are not anything, like, great. It's only, like, I think he gets level 1 of fire, frost, and shock, or lightning. I think it's called lightning. I think. But I think, like, there's rubber banding. Now, this might be based on level 40 sets, which I don't know if I'm going to do. I have literally never done that, and I don't know if you guys just want to sit here and watch me grind forever. Maybe I will. Because I've also threatened to play Final Fantasy Tactics till the end of time. So, there's also that. Alright, this is Gort. He is one of our paladins. I think that's what you want to call him. Or, no, he's a gladiator. He uses axes and swords. This is Ping Pong. He actually fought... I think he's actually from another game. I could be wrong on that one. But he has already fought in a war, and he decides to tag along with you anyway. And he's just like, yeah, whatever, okay, I'm a drunk bastard, and I'll just, I'll just go for it. And it's kind of weird, because you'd think in a game where they have, like, kind of like pseudo-classes for characters that they would kind of space them out. You get Gort and Luke in the first chapter, and they're the same class, same character, and they are almost the exact same character. One's young, one's old. And, like, down to the point where their sprite work when they get promoted looks similar or almost identical, to the point where the coloring's different. He just wears green and Luke wears blue. And to me, I don't know why, that just kind of made me feel weird as a kid. I didn't love that. But I actually like the older one, Gort, more. But he technically, I think he ends up being worse. Ping Pong. Yeah, I think technically he comes out being worse. Just by, like, points, though. I really don't think it's all that much. What do we got here? Luke. Here's Luke. Here's the other one with his little clown button nose. Who are we going to make Luke? I don't have someone in mind for this. I don't know how much we're going to use Luke. Let's get some of the bloods in, the blue bloods. Let's name this one X65. No lowercase. Lowercase is for wieners. Even if his name technically has a lowercase. Also, you notice I put Pings in all caps too, and he never ever puts his name in uppercase. He despises that garbage. 65, 94, 3. 94, 3. Not a great fit, but I mean that looks like a robot, but I don't really care. Reeser Head Vugers. This collection bummed me out, so much lag on the Switch. Like night and day difference with RetroArch. So I was kind of bummed out that they didn't plan any more like DLC titles for this at all. This is like a cut and dry collection. Now, here's what I did like. They told you exactly what you were getting, because if you go back and you look at the Sonic Sega Genesis collection for the PS3, it tells you like 5 games and the rest are completely hidden. You have to go look up what they are online or boot the game up, and there's some that you can unlock, and there's a bunch of Master System games you can unlock, which is totally cool. But they don't tell you what's on the game on the box. This one, even if the list is a little bit lackluster, there's no Echo the Dolphin, no Sonic 3 and Knuckles, at least it tells you exactly what you're getting, which I very much appreciate. I liked it for what it was. I actually platinumed this collection just weeks after I got it, because I just really was into... I just wanted to be into classic games at the time. But that is really unfortunate that it had so much lag on the Switch. So, I assume you have a hack Switch. I actually don't, so I have some questions. So did you like? How many games did you test against each other? Like, did you test Sonic, or do you test like? Was it input lag, or was it just straight up lag? Was the Switch just not capable of running it? Did you try it in docked versus handheld mode? Yeah, I'm not someone who normally complains about input lag. I can deal with it, but yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, I played handheld mode. It was input lag. Ugh. Oh man. Yeah, if I don't do correct stuff with my RetroPie, I get terrible amounts of lag. I played all through Sonic 2 and 1 with the terrible input lag, not realizing that you can do like certain tricks, like having the TV on the right channel before you start the game up will actually reduce input lag on like a Raspberry Pi, but obviously that doesn't help you out, and I'm very sorry about that. Yeah. Again, this is one of those really stupid products, like, hey, Bortz, why did you buy this? Like, and I know Cherry can, or Chari, sorry, oh my god, my head, I'm sorry, Chari. 1,000 times it's Chari, Derek. I own these games on, like, every system ever. Or not own. It's either I own them or I have them downloaded. I have them in folders all over the place. I have copies of these games on my 3DS because I wanted to play them there too. Like, I have the Sonic Genesis collection on my PlayStation 3. I have Sega Smash Pack. I have them on Steam. Why did I buy this again? I don't know. What is wrong with me? Dude, and this might be sacrilege, but I don't really care. I don't really like Sonic 1 all that much either. I played it for the first time on my RetroPie, and the first level was great, and the rest of the game was kind of like, this is not great. This is not really all that good. And I really don't know if Boards we can't be friends anymore. We have had our differences in the past, and you know that. And despite the amount of Fire Emblem love, I still love you. Our love can transcend not liking the same games. No, it's fine. I totally get you. And especially, that's the other thing. I don't have any nostalgia for Sonic 1. And I don't know if that feeds into it. Those special stages, holy balls. I don't know how sane people actually played those. Like, I don't know about you, but as a kid in the 90s and I saw those, I did not need drugs. You grew up with Sonic 1, Eraserhead? So, okay, what did you say? I played Sonic 1 and 2, Kid Chameleon was still baggy. People tested lag at 130 milliseconds, I assume, which is quite bad. Yeah, that's a lot. It's annoying because they hired emulation nerdy guys to consult and they cut low amount of latency. Yeah, there's no excuse for this kind of stuff. The hardware, it's not like the hardware is holding it back. It's not like it all comes down to laziness, and that's what drives me nuts with like these mobile apps and stuff. My phone's a little bit older, Droid Turbo 2, and Sonic 1 was the worst Sonic game, but I still liked it. I played 2 first, so did I. So that's my super nostalgia. Yeah, I agree with you. And even like now, like after playing through it again, I finally played through it with cheats so that I could get all of the rings. I still did it, but I had to use like I used save states to get all the Chaos Emeralds, because screw that noise of going through and collecting everything over and over again. Fun fact, I'm on a tangent now. I had caffeine, can you guys tell? You can actually play through the first level of Sonic 2, and if you're playing on original hardware, I don't know if it matters from Sega Genesis model to model, or Mega Drive if you're in the UK, and you can actually hit the reset switch, start the game over, and you will still have you'll still have the number of Chaos Emeralds you collected, because that reset switch doesn't actually erase what's in RAM. the RAM is still in the same state that it was when you hit the reset switch. So you can actually finish Green Hills or Emerald Hill Zone with all the Chaos Emeralds by doing some reset switching. I did not know that, and that's on a legit hardware, no hacks or anything. You just start over. I did not know that. So anyway, where was I going with all of this? Yeah, there's no reason that there should be that much latency, especially on like a dedicated handheld device where everything's all tied together. There's no reason. Like my phone's a little bit older. It's a Droid Turbo 2 from 2015, late 2015. And apps like Snapchat will like, I have no idea what they do, but they will just straight up kill my phone if it's under 30% battery. Like, I'll try to boot it up and dead, gone. I don't get it. It's got to be something to do with like the Turbo 2 because other people's older phones don't have that problem. So, the first level, the second Sonic level traumatized me as a kid. Yeah. Being that, like, within the first 3 levels, there's 2 levels that can just straight up drown you is kind of terrifying. Especially because they make it, like, they make it really rough on you. Like, that noise, that do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and then noise, like, the music cutting out and then Sonic drowning was traumatizing. You're right, you used the right word. That's really bad. I hated that as a kid. And you know what I did? I got good enough. I played because that scared me so much. I played until I got good enough at friends in my cousin's house that I didn't have to go near the water. Like I would take the upper roots and just skirt water altogether, or the chemicals, because I hated it so much. I didn't want to put myself in that situation. And it made me panicky and sweaty whenever I would get near it. Speaking of caffeine, which monster was your favorite? Am I dead? Which monster was my favorite? Sorry, this one's gonna be fast. Let's name another character. So, Isaac, I don't know if you know this. I'm actually more of a Rockstar guy, by the way. Also, I'm really trying to cut it down because I know they're bad for you. And I'm actually drinking, if I drink one, I try to drink the sugar-free ones because anymore, I mean, not only is it bad for you, you should not ingest that much sugar. What was this in? You told me before. What was my favorite monster? Right now, I don't know what it was before. So I was never like huge into monsters. They had a monster Cuba Lima. So it was like a regular monster but with a bunch of lime flavoring in it, and lime is one of my favorite flavors of all time. But that's been gone for years. I haven't seen one of those for 4 or 5 years. Right now, it's probably those teas. Those, they're called Monster Rehab. They have like a raspberry one, and that one is absolutely delicious. But you know what? Now that I look at it and think about it, Monster only has about as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, or 2 cups of coffee. It's all the other stuff they put in there that you should really, tone it down with. So what are the numbers attached to Fast Name? 61, 91. Grunts is amazing. We'll use him for a bit. I'm going to try to switch around my characters in this playthrough. I don't know if that's going to be detrimental to my strategy, but who knows? Maybe I'll just go on a grinding binge and just sit here and grind these characters up for hours for you guys. But Grunts, when he gets promoted, first he starts the game with a Steam like walking suit. That's that. You see that brown stuff behind him? That's actually the Steam backpack that he wears. And when you promote him, he gets like 4 wheels, and he looks like a washing machine on wheels. And you can equip him with spears and lances. So lances attack any direction in the 4 directions you can attack. Spears jump to 2 spaces away, and also diagonals you'll see in the game. But I always found it funny because spears attack 2 away, and the way that Grunts attacks with a spear is he just equips it and just runs over the enemy. So if there's someone in between you, it doesn't show this when you go into like the battle animation, but I just imagine he had to like run over someone else to get to where he's attacking. It's funny. I'll show you later. I never liked Monster until I tried Pipeline Punch. That sounds good. Is that the one with the boxing glove? I don't remember. They have one right now that tastes like perfume, and it's terrible. It's the dragon tea. It's like a white textured can with a purple dragon. The can is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, but the taste is abysmal. It's like someone like took some sort of like tree blossom, like squished it up and put it in my Monster. It tastes terrible. Alright, so we got Fast. Who's next? This, even though the hair is completely backwards, this is going to be our Lady Darling, Chari. Got a Rockstar once just to try it. My mom was like, nope. Was it for me? I appreciate it. I entered all those codes and got all those blues for Destiny. Yes, you are Chari. So, this is Anrai, and you get her in Chapter 2, and she is extremely squishy and weak. However, I have heard, after watching some videos of people that play this way more than me, I know, that's crazy. I don't know how people can play this more than me. I think she's actually pretty good because she gets access to lightning or bolts or whatever it is, and Bolt demolishes. Like, Shining Force players like me kind of giggle and squee a little bit whenever we get Bolt. I don't get characters that have Bolt very often because I don't play the characters that get Bolt because I think they're too squishy or too hard to level up. However, I would consider it this time. This is, I don't remember how to say the name, Tulso, something like that. I don't use this character because you get her like at Chapter 6 and she has the best magic, but she's too late in the game for me to level up. I never understood the Onos never drink energy drinks thing, just soda with a bit of caffeine. I think it's because they put so much other stuff and people abuse them. I don't think people ever look at the can and think, wow, that has 240 milligrams of caffeine. I probably should only drink one of these like a week. I think the problem is people are just not aware. And like, I think they like drink them on like empty stomachs or they drink them too fast or something. Because like usually when I get one, I have to baby it. Like I'll drink it like all afternoon, like maybe ingesting like 40 or 50 milligrams of caffeine an hour. So I think they can be I think that it's still bad for me. We're not going to deny that fact. But I think it has to do with like the way and the consistency that you ingest them. Because I mean, too much of anything will kill you anyway. And if you're, I don't know. I really don't know. And I really don't want to do the research because I will just scare myself anyway. And it's an addiction for me. And it's hard for me to fight. I don't know how to fight it. So for right now, I made the compromise of just getting the sugar-free ones. I don't know who I'm going to name this character. Let's relegate this one to one of the blues. This will be... I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know who to name this character. A few problems with it. Sugar, yeah. A lot of them have a lot of sugar. Like, an ungodly amount of sugar. Yeah. Quick, who on the staff's a furry? Do we have known furries on the staff? I would name it Dinoscene, but this is kind of a girl. No? I thought we did. I thought we promoted one. We purged them all! If only. If only. And I have a character in mind for Vince Cool. So, he's taken care of. I know he's not on the staff. but I like Vince Cool. Well, we have Eastern. Actually, Lilith would be a good one. That actually looks like Lilith's avatar. Let's go with that one. That's a good suggestion. Does she ever watch Twitch? I have a character for Sony as well. And you'll see as soon as you see. How do you spell Lilith? Lilith. I don't know if there's someone on the temp that I have ever had. Yeah, here's Sony USA. This is Teo. When I played this game for the first time, Teo was my bae. Also, there's some debate of how you say her name. Some people say Toa or Toe. But what is happening to me? There we go. I forgot my buttons. I have trouble talking while I am typing these in. This is something I've been like dreaming about doing for who knows how long. So we got Sony USA. This is Domingo. Domingo is one of my favorite characters in the entire game. So Domingo is like a floating like fuzzy jellyfish thing hanging out of a hat. He's a flyer and he is a magician, and he is one of the best characters in the game. Well, okay, in my opinion. He's a fan favorite. He kind of falls behind in terms of longevity when it comes to actually being useful in a battle, because he relies heavily on magic, and he gets a lot of magic, and he can do a lot of damage with his freeze spells, but the problem is he can run out of magic, and there's no way other than items, I think there's a few items, that restore MP, and he's semi-useless without MP. A wizard jellyfish, yes. This, you should be jealous, because you should be jealous of the person in real life. This is going to be TJ Cool. Because Tej, so I imagine, I've seen like Tej post like 5-6 times in the time that I've been a staff member, so like from 2014 till now. So I just imagine that he's sitting in the basement. I'll have to explain this whole thing to you guys, but I just imagine that he's sitting in the basement in our server room, and there's cords everywhere, lights, and just all this stuff laying around, and he's always down there plugging wires in, coding, doing all this stuff, and no one ever bugs him unless we need something, like something's broken, like, hey, can you fix this? But he just sits down there, he's content, he just works, he just does all this stuff. So that's where that I don't know why I kind of picked him, but at some point I just kind of thought this character is going to be TJ Cool, and he is on our staff list as TJ_Cool. Okay, so TJ, yeah, and you're gonna have to go out of your way to get Domingo, so I cannot forget to do that while I'm streaming. Like, I cannot lose my focus. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like you have to do a side quest or anything, but you have to make sure to pick up the Domingo egg. And if you don't know what you're looking for, which I do, because hello, it's me, you'll pick up this Domingo egg and you'll have absolutely no idea. Oh my god, Isaac! You just be like, what the hell is this Domingo egg? And you won't know what to do with it. Maybe not. Exceptional amounts of sash detected. But none of that in my chat. Just kidding. I actually appreciate it. TJ Cool. Alright. Low. Low's the first heal you get in the game. Hey, Meteor, guess what? You're gonna be low. Was it E-O-R? I can't even remember. I'm terrible at spelling, guys. You get to be Captain Sidebird's dog. Neat. E-O-R. Unfortunately, he is not all that useful. just like you. No, I'm just kidding. He's just like an early character. He's just an early character, and so I think it stays this way the whole way through the game. It takes 100 experience to level up to the next level, because there's no need for an experience curve in this game, because you can't go back and I just realized something. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I just realized my wife went running, like, what time is it? An hour and 20 minutes ago, and she went with one of her type 1 friends, and it's already really dark outside, and I was going to go to the gym, so I left my phone near the door charging, and I decided I'd rather hang out with you guys, and I just realized she could be calling me and being like, hey, why aren't you coming to pick me up instead of letting me get murdered in the park? So she's fine, she doesn't text me, so no news, good news, right? Anyway. There's no need for an experience curve in this game, because you can't go back and replay old battles. You just have the battle you're on, right? Right. So, what becomes the issue is healing. Healing only nets you 10 experience per heal. Healing is also limited by MP. Healing is also limited by where you are, how far your healing reaches, and who actually needs healed. You can't just heal someone. I mean, you can if they have like 1 damage, but if everyone's healed up, then they're healed up. And so you almost have to be wishing against yourself to have people get hurt so that you can heal up. I mean, it's inevitable, you're going to get hurt, but like, you don't want to be like, hey, hurt my character so I can heal. But it's just a hassle, and I don't use early on. This is Chris. Chris is, according to whatever video guide I just watched, Chris is technically the best healer, and in my opinion, I always thought that she was the worst healer, but it's mostly because she's so frail and I don't use healers. I played this game and I beat it simply by being a better tactician than the computer. And I did not use healers. I don't know if that was because the game is that easy or what. I don't really know. I don't know. I did not use healers because I thought they were a waste of time and manpower. So I have almost, I don't really care about this character. Sorry, my friends are popping on and offline. Who is this going to be? The real crying shame is the lack of females we have on GBA Temp. Unless we just name this one Tom Bombadillo. Let's do that. No, Isaac, I have your character in mind. And it's, you're smart enough. I think you'll understand the reference. I don't know if I've ever actually even leveled this character up enough to promote her. That's the other thing. Some characters can't be promoted. Whoops. Not Tom Bond. Like Domingo. Domingo cannot be promoted. And some of the later characters, I don't actually know if they can be promoted. But I don't know. This is... I don't know how to say his name. Alf? I think it's Alf or Terza. And so, okay, there's a lot of debate because he actually gets a massive area healing spell called Aura. He's a healing nuke. essentially. The problem is the amount of times you're actually going to need to heal everyone at one given time for the amount of MP is not that much. So he actually turns out to be not that useful of a character. I don't think I've ever used him. I think I put him into battle to figure out what he did. He's just not... He's just not a great character. Well, I mean, okay, that's not true. I am not a good enough player to make use of him well. And I don't care enough to make him a good character. But he's a grumpy, crotchety old man, so he's going to be a Depravo. He's actually not crotchety. The only character that's actually kind of grumpy is Gort. But, I mean, that could also be my perception. D-P... R-A-V-O... Depravo. That doesn't look right, but that's because his name's usually in green, and that messes with my synesthesia. Depravo. Gong. Gong is a monk slash healer. Some people claim that his attack turns into a runaway train, but he's actually a better healer. He gets aura, that healing spell, but in my my professional Shining Force opinion, I recently recommended a song called Gong the other day. That's funny. His usefulness kind of tapers off around chapter 5, in my opinion. I don't know if that is actually true or not, but that's kind of when I stopped using him. Gong. Who would be a good fit for this one? I actually don't have a good character in mind, or a good staffy in mind for this one. I should probably look at the staff list. I don't want to not name Sean. I might give this one just to Sean. I don't mean to shrug off the consideration of Sean, but I really don't know all that much about Sean other than he's an artist, he's been around the site, he likes Sonic, he's good at drawing, and he took a hiatus around 2013 till 2017 with a message left on his profile that said, "I just don't get the site anymore." And I thought that that was it. He didn't log in for 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden he's back full force, loves this place. I have no idea, and I'm so happy that he's back. I'm so happy that he came back and is by Costello's side again. SHAUNJ66. Perfect. Oh, I love when their names fit perfectly in there. This is Diane, another archer, more or less useless in my opinion, and that kind of sucks. This one goes to Scarlet. I hope he's watching. Actually, he probably would have said something by this point. I can't spell. That's not a C. S-C-A. Yes. Thank you, Isaac. No, thank you. I really need help with that stuff. S-C-A. L-E-T. I don't remember why we were talking about this, but one time in our, I was talking to him on Discord, and we said, someone brought up, like, sexuality or something. I don't know what it was. But he said something like, "And no one knows what I am at all." Something, and it just made me laugh really hard. I like Scarlet a whole lot. Unfortunately, Scarlet will not be seeing much FaceTime in this playthrough, unless I decide to do the whole promoting everyone as high as possible. Costello thinks Scarlet is a girl. So does everyone else. That is amazing. I mean, I guess before I really got to know him, yeah, I kind of thought he was too. I actually just love that. I love that so much. Hans, I don't have someone in mind for this one either. Hans is the first archer you get in the game. He is okay, but he starts to fall behind in damage really fast, and that sucks. I'm not going to use him much, so I'm going to relegate his name to one of the blues. He's going to be named Flame. Can't even hit the right buttons. I'm going to have to change those buttons. I don't know why they set it up this way. Whoops. Flan. Hans is cool, and I really did try to use him. Eventually gets a crossbow that fires like a million bolts at the same time. But you can look as cool as you want, but he doesn't do great damage. Lyle. I knew this was coming. So, Lyle is also an awesome character. He is also an archer, but that thing you see behind his head there, if you can even tell if you squint, that brown thing and then the gray thing on the other side, that's actually a cannon. He is a centaur that carries a cannon around and he fires this humongous like cannon crossbow, like a rocket crossbow. He does a lot of damage, but the funny thing is, depending on your RNG, Hans, or as we just named him, Flame, can actually outpower him very slightly. But the cool factor with Lyle is just way too high. He's a great character. I want to name this character Games Quest. Do I? Yeah, I do. Wait. We haven't named Porky yet, have we? No. Porky needs a character, and this character is really cool. This could be a Porky. Because I was going to give it to who I call Scar. Yeah, this one's going to be named Porky. Whoops. How's he spell his name? Porky WP. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Eamon and Balleroy. I actually think that one of these is a male and one is a female, but I don't really care because you get them at the same time and whatever. So these are going to be Guild and Gahars. I don't know if anyone will remember them, but I don't really care. They were my friends when they were here, and they kind of both left at the same time, and I miss them, so I'm going to put them in this game. I don't really care what you think, Isaac. No, I'm just kidding. No, I like them a lot. Okay, so unironically, the upside down, like the D, the capital D colon is one of my favorite emotes of all time. I think it's really, really funny. The white one's gonna be Cars. Again, we will not really be using these characters unless I were to grind them all the way up into the high heavens. They were big personalities. Yeah, Guild could be mean. I agree with you. He had his own. He was a big personality boy. And I totally get that. I'm kind of a sucker for, I guess, attention. You could say that. And they tended to like me, so I kind of just, went along with it. Kakashi. This one... Did I have... I can't remember if I had someone in mind for Kakashi. Kakashi's cool. He builds a flying machine. He wears like a flying backpack. I think this one is going to be Mithrite. I know that. Oh. You know who we should have named? The one that we named Lilith. We should have named that one. No, see, no, that wouldn't have worked. Never mind. No, that's fine. Never mind. This one's gonna be Mithrite. I know that Isaac and Chari will remember Mithrite. He actually stepped down the day that I got promoted to just a mod. Mithrite. I very much liked him. Blue the Dragon. Who did I say I wouldn't remember? No. I said if I did, I meant you would remember him. Isaac and Chari would remember him. That's what I meant to say. Who on our staff roll would be a good dragon? Remember, I got one for Costello. We've got Sean. I have one for Thug. Chari's been taken care of. Me. I got one for Isaac. We got TJ. Yeah, I don't know how long I've been friends with him on Facebook. It's a good way to keep in touch with him. I don't know of anyone on our staff roll that's a scaly. We named Sickly, right? Hadrian the dragon. Hadrian the baby blue dragon. That's it. Perfect. Hadrian was my first in with the staff. I don't want to make too many deep cuts here. Hadrian and Mithrite, I think, are kind of pushing the boundaries. Yeah, he is. But, bless me, he's picking the good ones. Alright. This character is a robot named Adam. However, I have bigger plans for him. Yes, sir. And you're pretty cool. Now, again, you get him in like chapter 7 or something, and he does like 1 damage when you use him to attack, unless he does his critical, which is he fires like a laser beam. I've heard that you can train him to make him awesome. I get it. I don't want to just like get all the good characters in the beginning of the game and then, like, you know, have them. I want there to be newer characters introduced later in the game, but it makes it really difficult when you get cool ones like this that do no damage and you can't equip them with items or anything. And in fact, what makes it worse, you can promote him as soon as you get him. So that like cuts your damage down even more, because if you promote at the wrong time, it's almost like you're cutting your stats down because you didn't build them up to begin with. But yeah, we got Isaac. I've been wanting to do that for ages. This is arguably the coolest character in the game, so we're going to use arguably one of the coolest members on GBA Temp. This one's going to be Vince, for obvious reasons. This character's name is Xylo, which I think is a sweet name, but he is... I get promoted directly. Oh boy. I'll explain when we play the game. Xylo here is actually not restricted by field terrain. So like things like mountains and trees that would restrict other players' movement, because he's a forest warrior. And he's also super strong, a little bit squishy, even though he gets a lot of health. He is for sure a mainstay in our army, because he is amazing. Musashi. I think we're down to the last 2 characters. Unless we get Jogurt, which if we don't, then sorry, Costello. This one is going to be Thug. Musashi is a secret character. You have to read a post-it note on a wall to get him. In a town of fat guys. I don't know why. I don't know why they did that, but that's just the way it is. Hanzo. Hanzo's got like the cool factor going on, and he's like semi-good, but he's too squishy for me to like, you know, to ever have made like awesome. But that's not going to stop us from naming him one of the most revered names in all of GBA Temp history, Densetsu. God rest his soul. Is that right? I want to spell that right. I don't, oh God, I don't want to look up any of his posts. Oh, God. The first thing I get when I search, I have cancer. Oh, God. Okay. Well. Okay. We got Densetsu. Okay, we don't get to name Jogurt. That sucks. Sorry, Costello. We could just call him Costello. Boris, come on, wake up, kid. It didn't hit you that hard. Boom! Keep your guard up, kid. The Beast of Runefast will tear you to pieces. Oh, I played this story so many times I do not care about the story. So the idea is I have lost my memory. Who's surprised whatsoever? You just have to say Costello. Yeah, we'll just say Costello. I've lost my memory. I'm a great warrior, and this royal family took me in. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. I always thought it was weird. I think this guy's name is Lord Varios. Varios? I don't know. Alright. We got Meteor here telling me what's up. And he promptly blocks my way, so I literally can't go anywhere. So I have to go back and talk to Varios. You know, the makings of a great fighter, Boris, will be tested soon enough. Like right now! Lord Varios. Lord Varios. The king has sent for you. You must come at once. Who will lead the way, guardsman? I fear the worst. Why would you fear the worst? It's literally all sunshine and rainbows. Like, why would you fear the worst? I never understood that. And somehow, Lo is still in the way. Let's split up and see if we can't find out what's going on. We're child Goonies. So for the longest time, this like green hole in the wall, I could never figure out what it was. Like, I racked my brain trying to figure it out. So I'm pretty sure it's grass for most of it, with a bush, like, offset to that lower right-hand corner. And I never, like, took forever. I thought it was like a broken green window for who knows how long. I don't know what's wrong with me. So we can save. Let's save our progress. It's one of those games where you have to, like, use a menu for everything. Hello, boys. I've been having the worst nightmares. Have you had any? No, I sleep well. I don't care about yours. Okay, I can't save yet. So there's kind of two sections of this game. Wandering around towns or advancing the story. Or fighting. Talk to the dog. I can't talk to the dog. And looking for items and things and invading people's homes like you do in RPGs. Because this is an old ass RPG and it is one of my favorites. If not, no, it is not my favorite, but it is way up there, like way up there, Morty. I don't actually remember what all you can do in town, nor do I care. We're gonna go see the king. The castle music's actually pretty baller, if you guys can still hear the music. You can look out here, you can see all the centaurs fighting. Forceful man, I have to go to bed. Oh, I'm sorry, it's probably like 4 o'clock in Sweden. Sorry about that. Looking forward to continue this. I'll watch the rest of the stream tomorrow. Okay, sweet man. Have a good night. Take care. I don't know the next time I'm going to be streaming, so we'll see. Maybe I'll catch a streaming bug and, you know, go ham. But you can kind of like explore the castle and everything, and right away, this kind of, I don't know, kind of, I liked how it made me feel. Like there's like weird like steampunk stuff in the bottom of the tower. Hey stream, my wife just got home. So, yeah, I'm streaming. Yeah.
Hello, girl.
So, she was not murdered or anything. Now she's playing with her cat that doesn't like her. Oh yes, she loves you. I can hear it in the snapping. So you can find May. So, funny enough, if you talk to characters before they join your party, they'll still say their name. So this is May. Stop that. Don't do that. So she'll still call herself May, but when we get her in the party, it'll be who we named her. I don't even remember who we named her at this point. So let's go talk to the king, who thinks that the best way of defeating the small army is to send another small army to not rouse suspicion. No choice but to send Bortz, a young fighter. Oh, Bortz, I was just going to look for you. First, listen to the king. I really hate the italic font they put this game in. For centuries, people watch over the gate of the ancients as the guardians. Beyond the gate lies who knows, or lies we know not what, even if it is light or darkness. So why are we guarding the gate? The ancients knew and they sealed it away behind the gate. So this can only be, you know, great stuff going on. So now we find we may have failed our mission. My reason for existence. Sadly been the force of Runefast, which I always thought was kind of a cool, sinister name. The Gates of the Ancients. Whatever evil they are planning, we must stop it at all costs and at once. We must not panic. This is why he wants to send me. Which is kind of cool. They just kind of like throw you straight into the game. And Nova's cool. He's like a fish with ram horns. It's kind of an amalgamation of characters, but he doesn't fight. He's your tactician, or your, I don't know what you want to call him, forecaster. But I always liked him, but I always wanted him to be a fighter. Like, he looks cool. I always wanted him to be in the army, in the front line, but no, he stays at the base. So the king gives me a paltry 100 coins. So in my head, I always imagine that, like, I always try to convert video game money to dollars, which I know, terrible thing to try to do. But I just imagine that the king handed me $1. He handed me like 100 coins. Like, I imagine he hands me $1 and it's like, go buy what you need. I don't remember how you do it, but you can skip getting the characters here. So we get our first 4. The Ken, Teo, Hans, Luke, Ken, Teo, and Hans. Okay, yeah. And Captain Sideburns has come along with us too. Meteor 7. Looks like my game glitched. And then Nova. Oh wait, no, Nova doesn't come with us. Follow your progress and offer advice. That's nice. I don't need your advice. I played this game a million times. So you can go buy stuff. I think actually. Oh, the bar's kind of hidden. So some of the characters you have to go find yourself. They don't join right away. So here's Gort. Ping pong. Hey youngster, my name is Gort. I think. Never trust anyone outside the city. Use all 100 pennies to kick. Alright, we'll go spend the pennies. Well, I have half of mine again. I've got a good offer. Okay, so he's just drinking away in the bar and he wants to fight again. I don't remember if you have to talk to him first or not. but we talk to him anyway, just to be safe. Hang on. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. In Yokai Watch, you actually earn, sorry, like literal like pennies and dollars at a time when you like fight battles and stuff. I always thought that was really funny. Where are we on? We don't want to go to the item shop. There are no worthwhile weapons for a while, I don't think. Let's buy. Well, I can't buy that. I could buy an angel wing, but I really. You know what? I am actually going to buy one. I don't have enough money. Wait, did he not give me money yet? Oh, he gives me money. Oh, he must give... Oh, he wanted me to collect the troops. Hang on. We have to go get the money. Hello, you have your troops, but you need supplies. Take this. I assure you, I actually don't need supplies, but okay. A cart. This is the one and only time in the entire game where you're carted from your first destination to the battlefield. And I don't really understand why, because I'm pretty sure you can just figure it out. Whoopsies. Don't want to do that. No, that's the guard shack. Don't mind boss, he gets like that sometimes. I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Okay, so we're gonna spend 40 of our pennies. And we're going to give it to... yes, sure, you can have it. We're gonna buy medical herbs. So, the only thing I don't like about this is that you have 4 slots for all your characters, and that is weapons, equipment, there's no armor, thank goodness, and items. So you run out of inventory space really quick, and you have to shuffle items between characters, and it becomes a problem with key items because you have to give key items to Max or Bortz. So that means like I need to be carrying like healing items, which I'm gonna regret giving myself a healing item. But that also means I have to like go into like a special menu and shuffle everything else around if I need to like advance the story with like an orb of light or something, which I'll need to do later. It's not a big deal, it's just kind of a headache. Not game breaking by any means. Just kind of dumb. It just seems like a limited oversight. But maybe they just didn't have the ability to give anyone any more item slots. Like I guess it kind of makes sense. But rectangle, okay, I'll buy one more. Who's gonna carry 2? Oh, he doesn't have one yet. I wonder if that's how they intended you to spend your first 100. I don't think I've ever done that. Because I think Max learns. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he learns aggress right away. So there's no need for those wings. Okay, so what's fun is if you're playing this game and you want to speedrun it or try to get out of town, you can actually get out of town. That's how they do it. You can leave town because these guards patrol, and if they sense you getting too close, they'll reset position, and if you don't have your troops yet, they'll actually be in the 2 squares that I'm above, and they'll block you from leaving. But if you have your troops, they'll stand like this and you can leave. But there's a way that you can kind of catch one where you stand like here, and it will think they're in the right spot. But in all reality, they're stopped, and then you could just like walk around them and leave. But we have everything. We're not going to be doing any of that stuff. We're going more for completion. So you get dropped off at your first battle here. Gerblings! We can take them. We probably can. I've actually lost on this battle before. That Rune Knight hits really hard. And you can get, oh, also there's an earthquake. I don't know if that's like supposed to like show off the processing power or some special effects that the Genesis can do, but whatever. Yeah, that Rune Knight can be pretty mean. And those Dark Dwarfs can hit really dang hard too if you get surrounded. Whoops. Yeah, I really need to change the controls. I'm actually not going to fight this fight. I'm actually going to be done for the night. But we're going to go get our first secret character and save. Oh, you guys will get to see what a battle animation looks like. So you select an item or an enemy, and different characters have different attack radii, depending on what you have equipped and who you are, what you're casting. You know, like any tactics game would. When you attack, you go into this little funny action sequence. Boom! Did 6 points of damage. And I attacked twice, which is random, kind of like a crit. It's funny, you can crit and you can also attack twice. And you can also miss, which is totally awesome. But that's what a battle animation looks like. I'm going to turn off a bunch of that dialogue stuff. Okay, so I can finally move. So if you go far enough away in most battles, you can just leave. So that's actually what we're going to do. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, well, now we get to sit through this again. Actually, we can speed this up. For the time, yeah. Yeah, for the time, they're a little bit better looking. And in a tactics game like this, I remember, like, first time I saw that was one of the huge draws for this game. I was like, oh my god, they have battle animations. So you can find a cabin over here, which, because of that earthquake, well, okay, so it hasn't happened yet, technically. I don't know. I don't know the continuity of this, but the idea is they make an earthquake and it like splits like right up this way, and that means you can't just walk back to Gardenia, whatever. This, and it forces you to fight what I call a land battle, and you have to fight all the way up over that land bridge and up over this like mountain range. And it sucks because this is a choke point right here, and everyone's movement gets reduced down really far. And it's the first encounter with this game's extremely annoying trope of putting you into pinch points, and it sucks. I hate it. That's one of my biggest gripes. So it's like some of the battles they have these artificial choke points. So you can see our first Jogurt appearance here, or Costello. I do not understand why this character's in the game. I don't get it. I don't get it one bit. And over here, we got Gong. And he's already. And so I was actually really upset the first time that I played this game, because he's got an axe right there. He's chopping wood, but he fights with his bare fists. He doesn't use his weapons at all, and that made me sad. So he joins, so he should be in battle next time we go to battle. And then this is a priest, so you can talk to the priest and save. Strange things are in the woods. They give me the creeps. Well, don't go inside, Missy. This is cool. There are bookshelves all over the game, but this one is one of the only ones that's like the small. You can't even read it. Boy, can you? Can you inspect? Search? No. Most of the time it'll say something about books, but this is one of the only ones that's like a single row bookshelf. I always think that's kind of neat, but ultimately pointless. Also, did they both sleep in that bed? Don't think about that. What a surprise. We rarely have anyone. Yeah, isn't it great? You can find them both together. I kind of forgot about that. I didn't even think about that. I actually forgot that Jogurt appears here. Okay, let's do some saving. A record of your exploits is complete. No. Well, yes, but no. No. So you gotta be careful. I think you can load and save real-time saves using the right stick. So what's this? That's quick load. So we can make a quick save here just for safety's sake. So we can test that. We walk up here. Quick load down here. All right, that's kind of cool. Okay. And I saved the game legit using a battery save. Not that there's an actual battery, but anyway. Alright, so that's going to be it for the stream. Thanks for watching, and I'll pick this up hopefully sometime soon. We'll see the first fight. First chapter's kind of boring until you get to the last fight. There's 2 land battles, which I despise any sort of land fight in this game. The music is boring, the tactics are boring, it's just boring enemies, and it's not fun. Not my thing. Not my thing. So, alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to be everything. This was fun. Hope to see more. Hey, I would like to do this more myself. And in fact, I'd like to get into just whatever I'm playing. I'd just like to do evenings with boards if no one's streaming. Because I play with my friends a lot and people can just listen into our conversations. But a couple of my friends have extremely dirty mouths, so I don't know how much I want to promote them, and I feel bad just asking them to mute their mics if I'm going to be streaming, but we'll see. We shall see. Now, how do I stop this broadcast? This is the awkward part where I said goodbye, and now, like, I'm trying to leave, but I don't remember how to open the door, so, broadcast. Stop broadcast. Okay, there it is. Love you guys. See ya.